Today's a big one. Results from the Race of Champions National Cup, news on Kia entering a racing series right here in the US, Ford updating the Raptor to have not only more power, but also the option to get a fully prepped race truck with roll cage straight from the factory. And oh yeah, we got the inside scoop on what will revolutionize your car within the next decade. It's pretty badass. All that and my good friend Bob Shubin Jr. will be here to help you with some used car buying tips. Yep, that's right. What's up, everybody? I'm Derek D. You're checking out Fastlane Daily. It's hump day, middle of the week. Woo! Hump it up.
Fastlane Daily with Derek D. Always fresh every day.
The wave of the future is here. No, not the Google wave, although that is pretty cool though. Alcatel-Lucent, along with QNX Software Systems, Toyota, Chumby, Atlantic Records, and Cabillion have come together to show what next-gen technologies will be capable of. The tech functions off of 4G, aka long-term evolution, which is the next step up from 3G. Basically, they produced a car that is now part of the network and not just an isolated object. Although there is a huge list of what the car is capable of, let me give you some cool examples. Left the light on at home, or do you wish to have the AC running when you get home, hit a button, and boom, you're good. Or if the brakes are worn and need changing, not only will the system notify the operator of the issue, but it can book an appointment at a specified dealer. No word if auto companies will bite and make this the standard, but Richard P. tested and played with it yesterday, and he is jumping up and down like an idiot. Yeah, actually, kind of like this.
Crazy.
Yeah, Rich. Let's work on your rhythm.
Okay.
Rich said the system is easy to use with barely any learning curve while being fluid and lightning quick. If the car companies don't get on this, I'm going to be pissed. I totally want my car to be a Wi-Fi hotspot. I mean, it's already a hot chick hotspot. That's what you were going to say. That's what she said. Right? Okay. Ford has pumped things up for the reptilious Raptor. Announced at SEMA this year is the 2011 FR Raptor XT. After unveiling the original SVT Raptor, they figured, why not give it more power? Coming in at 500 horsepower, this monster isn't even legal for the street. It's powered by a 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8 by way of a 6-speed auto gearbox. The XT is also equipped with a full roll cage, front-locking differential, 5-point harnesses with racing seats, some really cool auxiliary lights, and a standard run-over-the-car in front of you feature. Okay, maybe not that, but you could probably do that if you so choose. But the purpose for the XT is to be used as a rally pre-runner or scout for such events as the Baja 1000. The price for this factory-built off-roader? $99,000. But since it's not going to help you cats that want to roll down Route 66 with it, Ford has also unleashed a street-legal version with the same 6.2-liter engine. It's capable of 411 horsepower and 434 pounds-feet of torque. Pricing will be around $41,000, quite the difference from $99,000, and orders will begin in December 2009 and delivery in early 2010. Take that, Reese Millen, or Travis Pastrana, either one. You like that truck, Ian? No. Susan? Yeah. It's pretty badass. Kia goes racing! Woohoo! Well, it will in 2010. Kia announced yesterday at the SEMA show in Vegas that they have partnered with the Kinetic Group to compete in the 2010 Grand Am Coney Challenge Series. What car will they use? Well, surprisingly, the Kia Sportage. Yeah, okay, no they're not. Actually, they will build and compete with two new Kia Forte coupes, one driven by Andy Lally and the other by Nick Johnson in the street tuner class of the Coney Challenge. Each Kia is front-wheel drive and based on the production version Forte Coupe. The Kia pair will have to go up against a few other production sports cars, including the Mazda MX-5, Ford Mustang, BMW M3, Honda Civic Si, and Mini Cooper. The Forte Coupes will debut in early January at the Grand Am Test Days at Daytona, then be ready to rock in full force at the end of the month in the Daytona 24 Hours weekend. In other news, Kia apparently is cool now. And we could still hear Jack Baruth laughing. Damn, man, that is a bright S5, my friend. It's a lime green brightness. And speaking of racing news, we've got the results from the Race of Champions National Cup in China. Now, if you don't want to hear it, I would turn your sound off and close your eyes now. Ready? Schumacher Vettel. That's right. Team Germany has once again claimed victory for a third consecutive year at the Race of Champions National Cup. Now remember, there are separate races at the Race of Champions event over the course of this week. The National Cup pits drivers in their country's pride versus each other. That event ran last night, and the Germans showed their true colors, all 3 of them. But tonight in China at the Bird's Nest Olympic Stadium, the final races will determine who is the best driver out of the 20 participating. Judging by the results last night, we should be paying close attention to the Americans and Brits. For a second year in a row, Drift King Tanner Faust was able to beat Schumacher, while new F1 champ Button held off ROC All-Star David Coulthard. As always, when we know the results, you will too. Okay, you can turn your sound on and open your eyes now, but if you had your sound off, you couldn't even hear me say that, so open. Okay. Next up, Bob Shubin Jr. He's got some handy tips on what to pay attention to while I'm buying a used car. That's up right after this.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, good job, Ian.
Fastlane Daily's Mike Spinelli on Working Hard.
Mike, you really type like that?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
What's for the suit, dude? It's a car show, not a funeral. I'm just saying.
What's your problem, man? Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go where?
One more time.
Hey, how about a deal? With me, Bob Shubin Jr.
Hey, how about a deal?
Today we're going to talk about how cars basically can't talk. So there's a few things you need to know and be aware of before buying a used car. Trust me, I used to sell some of the worst jalopies to the most gullible suckers in the world. But again, I've turned over a new leaf and I'm new. Okay, first off, you want a car that has regularly scheduled maintenance, oil changes, major mileage services. Ask to see some service records. If they can't supply them, even if it's a dealership, bada bing, get the hell out of there. How about it? Number 2, vehicle history reports. Get one. Either Carfax.com or Autocheck.com or don't get hosed by a guy like me.com. Okay, that last one I kind of made up, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, it may cost you 20 bucks or so, but hey, well worth it in the long runs. Okay? Number 3, look under the hood and under the car for leaks and all that mishigash. But I recommend having a mechanic look at the car. Hey, it may cost a hundo or 200 bucks, but it's gonna be well worth it. I mean, I could have my brother-in-law Tommy take a look at it for you, but you can't trust him more than you can trust a Dunkin' Donut. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tommy, hey, I love you, okay? That's what I do sometimes, you know. Hey, 4th, fraudulent or counterfeiticationary titles. If you get a car without a valid title, you're basically shot. Not shot like my Uncle Vinny, but shot meaning you don't legally own the car you just bought. Okay? Take a solid look at the title. There's usually some special watermarks or papers involved. So have the VIN in hand and check with the DMV. Trust me, that's a must do. That's a Bob Shubin must do. That's one of those things I talk about. Listen, 5th and last, a problematical title. Meaning the car could have fire damage, flood damage, shotgun damage, ex-wife damage, you know, almost anything. Stay away from flood titles, salvage titles, junk titles. I believe the names speak for themselves. But do your research because these things could be hidden, okay? Some unlucky bastard may buy a car that looks mint, but the insides are more like how my stomach feels after my mother-in-law's chicken cacciatore, okay? You know what I'm saying? So that's about it for Bob Shubin's How About a Deal for the 5 reasons you need to buy a used car. You need to buy a used car. Everyone should buy a used car, but you need to watch out for before you buy a used car. Okay? I'm Bob Shubin Jr. I'll talk to you later. How about to deal with me?
Hey, what? No, I was just practicing doing Bob Shubin to see if I could do it as good as him. That's all. But good job, Bob. We'll be hitting you with those Hey, How About a Deal segments with Bob Shubin a couple times a month. So stay tuned for more awesomeness from the Shubinator. All right. That about does it for Fastlane Daily today. I'm Derek D. It's Wednesday. Hump day, people. It basically just means the middle of the week. You get over the hump, it's all downhill from here in a good way. Friday's only 2 days away.